If I hadn't installed that Ring camera, I'd probably be married right now. Instead, I watched my girlfriend kiss another man on my front porch. In 1080p. With night vision. And the worst part? She still tried to lie about it. I'm 32. I work in commercial real estate. I've been with my girlfriend, Lauren, 29, for 4 years. We live together in a townhouse outside Dallas. 2 cars in the driveway. Joint Costco membership. Talks about engagement rings bookmarked on her laptop. I genuinely believed we were solid. We weren't the dramatic couple. No screaming matches. No toxic cycles. We had routines, Sunday meal prep, Friday takeout, gym together twice a week. Comfortable. Stable. Boring in a good way. About 3 months ago, package thefts started happening in our neighborhood. So I installed a Ring doorbell camera. Basic security. Motion alerts. Cloud storage. At first, it was boring. Amazon deliveries. Squirrels. Me leaving for work half awake. Then came Thursday night. Lauren told me she was going to dinner with her friend Mia at 7:30 p.m. I had a late client meeting downtown and didn't get home until 10:52 p.m. I remember the time because I checked the notification as I pulled into the driveway. Motion detected, front door, 9:18 p.m. That was odd. Lauren usually parked in the garage. I didn't think much of it. Probably just her stepping outside for something. I went inside. The house was dark. Her car wasn't in the garage. I checked my phone again. 9:18 p.m. Motion detected. 9:19 p.m. Motion detected. 9:21 p.m. Motion detected. 3 clips. I don't know why, but I opened the app. The first clip showed headlights pulling into the driveway. Not my car. A dark SUV. Second clip. Lauren walking up the driveway. She wasn't dressed for dinner with Mia. She was wearing the black dress I'd bought her for our anniversary. Heels. Hair done. Then the third clip played. A man stepped out of the driver's seat. They hugged. Not a friendly hug. Not a side hug. Full body. Then she kissed him. Slow. Familiar. Like this wasn't new. I replayed it 5 times. My brain kept trying to reinterpret it. Maybe it was her cousin. Maybe it was some weird greeting. Maybe. Then she laughed, touched his chest, and said something I couldn't hear. He leaned in again. That's when something inside me went very, very cold. The timestamp said 9:20 p.m. She had texted me at 9:24 p.m. Dinner's great. Miss you, red heart. I stood in my own living room staring at that heart emoji like it was a weapon. At 11:37 p.m., she finally came home. I didn't confront her immediately. I said, "How was dinner?" "Good." "Mia's thinking about switching jobs," she said casually, slipping off her heels. "What restaurant?" She hesitated, half a second too long. That Italian place. Bellini's." Bellini's closed at 9 p.m. on Thursdays. I knew that because we'd tried to go last month. I just nodded. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I downloaded all 3 video clips. Then I checked something else. Her location history. She'd shared it with me months ago, for safety. According to the app, she was at Mia's apartment from 7:42 p.m. to 10:31 p.m. But the Ring footage had her at our house at 9:18 p.m. Which meant one thing. She had turned location services off. Intentionally. Now my mind shifted from heartbreak to investigation. Who was he? The SUV's license plate was partially visible in the clip. I zoomed in. Enhanced the frame. Got 5 digits. That was enough. I have a friend in auto sales who owes me a favor. By Friday afternoon, I had a name. Ethan Walker. The name hit me like déjà vu. Lauren had mentioned an Ethan once. Years ago. College boyfriend. Young and stupid, she'd called it. Apparently not that stupid. I waited until Saturday evening. "Can we talk?" I asked. She looked nervous immediately. That told me everything. About what? About Thursday. Her body stiffened. What about it? I know you weren't with Mia. Silence. I have it on camera. Her face drained of color. Camera. The ring. Front porch. 9:18 p.m. She didn't speak. I turned my phone around and hit play. She watched herself kiss him. For a moment, I almost felt detached. Like I was watching a documentary about someone else's life. When the video ended, she whispered, "It's not what it looks like." I actually laughed. "That's impressive," I said calmly. "Because it looks exactly like you kissing your ex-boyfriend on my porch." Her eyes widened. "You looked him up?" I enhanced the plate. "Called in a favor." Now she looked scared. "It was just closure," she said quickly. "He reached out. We met to talk." "Closure involves tongue?" She flinched. "It was one kiss. You lied about dinner. You disabled your location. You came back to our house before going out again. That's not one impulsive mistake. That's planning." She opened her mouth, closed it, then tried a new angle. "You've been distant lately." There it was. Blame deflection. "We're not doing that," I said. "Answer the question. How long has this been going on?" She stared at the floor. That silence was louder than the video. Part 2 almost equals 7,000 characters. When she didn't answer, I changed tactics. "Let's build the timeline," I said. She looked confused. "You told me dinner started at 7:30. Ring shows you here at 9:18. Bellini's closes at 9. Your location says Mia's. So you either hacked satellite data, or you turned it off." She swallowed. "I turned it off." "Why?" "Because I knew you'd overreact." "Overreact? To what, exactly?" "To you kissing your ex on our porch." I asked evenly. Tears started forming. Weaponized tears. "I've seen them before." "It wasn't like that," she insisted. "He texted me 2 weeks ago. Said he was in town. He wanted to apologize for how things ended. And I met him for coffee." "When?" "Last month." "So this wasn't the first time." "How many times?" "3, she whispered. There it was. 3 secret meetings. Location disabled. Lies rehearsed. "Did you sleep with him?" I asked. "No." "Too fast." I just stared at her. She broke eye contact. "Once," she said quietly. "After the second time." My chest tightened, but my voice stayed level. So Thursday wasn't closure. It was a repeat. It was a mistake. 3 meetings. 1 hotel. That's a pattern. She started crying harder. "You've been so focused on work." I felt invisible. I nodded slowly. "So instead of communicating, you restarted a relationship." He understood me. "He also slept with you in a Marriott." She didn't respond. Then she tried the final move. "If you hadn't installed that stupid camera, this wouldn't be happening." That sentence flipped the switch. "You're right," I said calmly. "I'd still be ignorant." Silence. That's when I made my decision. "You have until the end of the week to move out." Her head snapped up. "You're breaking up with me?" "Over one mistake. Over a sequence of deliberate choices." She begged. Promised therapy. Swore she'd cut him off. I asked one simple question. "Did you tell him you loved him?" Long pause. "Yes." That was it. I walked upstairs and started packing her things into boxes. Update, 2 months later. She moved in with Ethan. It lasted 6 weeks. According to mutual friends, he wasn't ready for something serious. Which is fascinating, considering he was serious enough for hotel rooms. She texted me last week. "I made the biggest mistake of my life." I didn't respond. Instead, I reviewed something else. The Ring app has a feature that shows most viewed clips. Guess which one topped the list? 9:18 p.m. I deleted it. Not because it didn't matter. Because I didn't want to keep reliving it. Here's the morally complicated part. I'm grateful for the camera. Surveillance didn't ruin my relationship. Her choices did. But I also recognized something uncomfortable. I went into detective mode immediately. Not heartbroken boyfriend mode. I gathered evidence. Built a case. Presented facts. Some people say that's cold. Maybe it is. But clarity is cleaner than denial. If I hadn't checked that notification, I might be planning a wedding right now. Instead, I'm single. And strangely, peaceful. So I'll leave you with this. Was installing a camera paranoia? Or protection? If you catch someone cheating through surveillance, is that invasion or revelation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like if you believe cameras don't lie. Subscribe if you want more real Reddit-style betrayal breakdowns. Because sometimes the truth isn't discovered. It's recorded. When she said yes, it didn't feel explosive. It felt quiet. Like something heavy settling exactly where it had been heading for weeks. You told him you loved him, I repeated. Not yelling. Not even emotional. Just confirming data. She nodded, barely. I didn't mean it like that. I actually tilted my head at that. There's only one way to mean that. She started pacing. You don't understand. When we broke up in college, it was messy. We never got closure. He said he always wondered, what if? And when he reached out, it just brought everything back. I leaned against the kitchen counter, arms folded. So you disabled your location, lied about dinner, met him 3 times, slept with him once, told him you loved him, and I'm supposed to believe this was nostalgia? She wiped her face. I was confused. No, I said calmly. You were comfortable. You thought you could explore your backup plan and still come home to stability. That hit her harder than yelling would've. You're twisting it, she whispered. Am I? I pulled up our text thread from that night. 9:24 p.m. Dinner's great. Miss you, Redheart. 9:26 p.m. Can't wait to marry you someday. I turned the screen toward her. You sent that 4 minutes after kissing him. She covered her mouth. Do you know what that tells me? I asked. It tells me you weren't conflicted. You were compartmentalizing. She slid into a chair like her legs gave out. I didn't think you'd ever find out, she admitted. There it was. The real confession. Not regret for the betrayal. Regret for getting caught. That's when something inside me detached completely. I walked upstairs and grabbed 2 suitcases. Set them at the base of the stairs. You're serious? She asked, voice small. Yes. You're throwing away 4 years. I paused on the bottom step. No, I said quietly. You did that Thursday at 9:18 p.m. That timestamp will probably live in my head forever. She tried everything over the next few days. Crying. Apologizing. Blaming stress. Suggesting couples therapy. Even offering full phone access. But access after deception isn't trust. It's damage control. On Wednesday night, while packing, she tried one more angle. Are you really that perfect? She snapped suddenly. You never did anything wrong? I'm sure I did, I said evenly. But I didn't secretly sleep with someone else. Silence again. Then she asked something interesting. Did you ever check my phone before this? No. Why not? Because I trusted you. That answer seemed to break something in her. The final twist came the night before she moved out. Her phone buzzed while she was in the shower. It was on the kitchen counter. Screen lit up. Ethan. Message preview. I miss you already. Already. I picked up the phone. Not to snoop. Just to observe. Timestamp. 8:12 p.m. She was still actively involved with him. Even during the breakup. When she came downstairs, I simply held up the phone. You said you ended it. She froze. I was going to, she said weakly. You're still choosing him, I replied. And that was the moment I realized something uncomfortable. If I had begged, if I had competed, if I had fought harder, she might have stayed. Not because she loved me more. Because she liked being wanted by 2 men. And I refused to play that game. Update, 3 months later. She moved in with him officially. Posted photos. Soft launches. Caption about second chances. It lasted 43 days. Apparently, once she was fully available, he lost interest. Funny how that works. She called me at 1:17 a.m. one Saturday. I let it ring. She texted, "I ruined the best thing in my life. Please let me explain everything." I didn't respond. Instead, I opened the Ring app, scrolled to the clip, watched it once. Then I deleted the entire account. Not the video, the account. Because here's the thing no one talks about with surveillance drama. The camera gives you truth, but it also gives you replay. And healing doesn't happen on loop. Do I regret installing it? No. Do I regret how calm I was? Maybe a little. Part of me wonders if being more emotional would have meant I cared more. But I think real control is walking away without screaming. So now I'll ask you, if you caught your partner cheating on camera, would you confront them immediately? Would you try to fix it? Or would you do exactly what I did? Drop your thoughts below. Like if you believe evidence doesn't lie. Subscribe if you want more real betrayal breakdowns with timelines and receipts. Because sometimes the truth doesn't come out in a confession. Sometimes it shows up as emotion alert at 9:18 p.m.